Welcome to episode 1 of the Pink Comfy Couch, where I'm going to talk about whatever I want on my pink comfy couch. And yes, that is a callback to the wonderful Canadian show, Big Comfy Couch, which I watched as a child in my Canadian home because I have dual citizenship. I am half Canadian, so that's probably one of the only memories I have of growing up in Canada as a kid. But I just got this pink couch in my new apartment, and it just made me feel like I want to sit on this couch and use this Hello Kitty microphone and talk a little bit of and kind of like beat a couple dead horses with you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into episode 1. Today I want to talk about the new show that just dropped on Hulu called The Girls, which is produced and momagered by Khloe Kardashian. Pretty much just follows the lives of 6 of these Kardashian friends. When it comes to the Kardashians, I would say that I know about as much about a Kardashian as the average person who consumes online content knows, right? I'm not a huge Kardashian person. I had myself a lip kit back in the day, but you know, as things have become more controversial and more bigoted and thoughtless on their side, I have distanced myself. But one show that I absolutely loved was Wags. So Wags was a show, I believe it was on E, and it followed the lives of different women who were wives and girlfriends of professional athletes. And if you guys don't know this about me, I am the daughter of a wag, hoping to be a second gen wag, okay? I'll let you guys know, keep you updated on that. My mom is actually a wag, technically. My dad played a professional sport, and so it was interesting whenever that show came out, I actually was able to talk to her and she was able to tell me that some of the dynamics were accurate as far as wives being a little bit more judgmental of the girlfriends that sort of come through these rotating doors of these athletes, and they really felt like they were better than that. And that was something that specifically my favorite gals, okay, Natalie, Olivia, and Nicole. My top 2 faves, of course, are Natalie. Top 2, not 2, is Olivia, okay? Because I watched Wags. I already had followed them on social media because they were some of the top baddies at that time. They were really doing their thing as far as like content creation and makeup goes. And so I really already liked them. And then when the show on Wags came out, me and my best friend at the time were actually super excited. And I say at the time, that's still my best ever, but we were super excited about the show. We watched the show, and they ultimately got their own spinoff, just Natalie and Olivia, because they were that interesting with their family, and I also watched that as well. So when it comes to the Halcrow Pearson clan, I'm in tune, right? You could say that, you know, I'm family in that way. Let's get into it. So now that you guys know my credentials and you know that I'm really about this life and I know what the I'm talking about, let's go ahead and get right into it because they dropped the whole series, I guess, all 6 episodes. I've only watched the first 2 because I'm trying to wait and watch it with my best friend. So I'm gonna give you guys what I'm feeling after episode 2. How I'm feeling is they better not be doing too much on my girls, Natalie and Olivia. I can already tell that it's gonna be the dog pile on Natalie's show specifically because Olivia seems to be playing the fence a little bit. But I get it, you know, they've grown a lot, and so Natalie's drama doesn't have to be Olivia's drama. Natalie's drama isn't even really drama. Like, I really feel like they're low-key like kind of picking on her because she's so like closed off and kind of a little bit shy-ish. Not really shy, I wouldn't say shy, she's just private, right? And when I say closed off, I don't mean that with an inherently negative connotation because they use it in the show as a negative connotation, but it's interesting because there's already a divide, right? You've got Natalie, Olivia, Nicole on one side. They are particularly more close with Kim. And then you've got Iris and the twins that are more close with Khloe, and the twins are like literally family. They're so like long associated with the Kardashians and Khloe specifically that it's almost unfair to have them in the mix because I think that they're unfairly kind of going to be put on a little bit of a pedestal because there's definitely levels and layers when it comes to like closeness with the Kardashians. I'm just going to reference them as the twins because they're perpetrating just a little bit too much negativity towards my girls for me to learn their names right now, okay? I'm not rocking with them, nor am I rocking with the Irish chick. She's number 1, boo, like she's it's giving like this is my first time on a reality show, so I want to make sure that I get a lot of like camera time, and it's giving nobody's checking for my man's career or my career. So, you know, I'm going to try and get as much camera time as I can because I got kids, I got this big lifestyle that I need to maintain, but really nobody knows who I am, right? So I'm going to try and really like be this character that I don't know if she actually is in real life because it's pretty distasteful actually. So the Khloe camp We're gonna call it, we got the Khloe camp and we got the Kim camp. So Khloe camp calls themselves wanting to bring Natalie out of her shell, right? As for me, as a grown woman to another grown woman, what business do you have trying to manipulate how somebody acts in public situations? Either you jive or you don't jive. To be sitting over, you know, the twins and Iris talking about, oh, like, you know, we're gonna bring her out of her shell, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Like, you're not gonna do a because this is an adult, right? So already that's childish. That feels very scripted, very manufactured. The whole show, I can tell, is very scripted and manufactured because Khloe cut their confessionals. And so she is just kind of narrating the whole thing, which feels bizarre that she's a character on the show coming in to hang out with the girls sometimes, but then she's also like God and like Morgan Freeman, like talking over the whole show the whole time, which feels bizarre. She's either got to do one or the other. You're either going to be the producer or you're going to be on the show. You know, it just feels ingenuine, and like she's trying to claim that she's like wearing her producer hat, but she's really just being a ruthless bitch. I don't know what made her think that that was what being a producer is like, oh, I'm gonna just like manipulate my friends and manufacture this drama, even though these are supposedly my friends in real life. And like, you can tell that, you know, whatever's gonna happen with the twins is gonna be super respectful. But for Olivia, Natalie, even possibly Nicole, they're a little easier to kind of like throw away and let go. And I don't think she's as concerned about the friendship with them as far as the friendship with her Khloe camp. So one thing that I really wanted to highlight that frustrated me was that they really tried to make it seem like her being private was something that was negative when the Kardashians are notoriously kind of mysterious in private, right? They have a lot of exposing that happens and stuff like that, and so there's a lot of big drama, but in the grand scheme of things, they are very strategic about how they talk about the drama that happens. That is if they even address it, right, directly. You know, they'll address things indirectly, but I don't like it how they're trying to make it seem. Even one of the twins was trying to make it seem when Natalie was trying to explain why it kind of made her feel some type of way. She was saying, well, I didn't know that, you know, we weren't saying everything. Like, I thought we signed up to do a show, which was so like patronizing in the grand scheme of things. And they're trying to act like they're real and they're genuine, but they're so patronizing, rolling their eyes when she was crying at the dinner table. And I just felt like, man, she's showing genuine emotion. Like, they're trying to make it seem like she's doing too much. You have no idea her relationship. If you say she's private, you don't know her relationship with her baby father. So it could be something where you are making her life more difficult by bringing this up with her baby father. What happened was, boom, they're at Nicole's party that Natalie just planned. Natalie huffing, puffing, she's trying to make everything happen for the party. So Natalie, I think, says something about her family or is about to start talking and sharing. And then one of the twins ends up interjecting and saying something about the baby girl, Dove, and the baby father. At this point, Natalie has not brought up her baby father, right? She may have brought up her daughter, but she didn't bring up her baby father, right? And so she quickly sends out a text, hey, don't bring up my baby father at the dinner table, right? Let's nip that in the bud really quick. She's thinking, hey, these are my friends. I'm gonna let them know it's not gonna be a problem. And they immediately start acting like she's doing too much by saying that, hey, she doesn't wanna talk about this particular thing. Now, they liken it to the fact that one of the twins is going through a divorce and she's talking about her divorce on the show. Well, she is consensually deciding to talk about her divorce with somebody who is known to the public, right? They were in a public relationship in which it was something that was known who her partner is. One thing that I will tell you guys is that I've been privy to Natalie Halcrow and Olivia Pearson for all these years, right? And so whenever she had that baby, me and my friend would be like, man, who's the baby daddy? We did this for years. That baby is old now. That is a like middle-aged child. That child is probably moving into middle school in the next couple of years. She's school age, that child is, okay? Every time it would come up for us, like something would come up when we talk about her, we'd be like, who's the baby daddy? So if over a 4-year span, like once a year we talk and we'd be like, man, who's the baby daddy? We'd go and we'd look and Google it. We couldn't find any information on it. So she was very strategic with keeping that private. So me just knowing, just having had been a nosy myself and not being able to find that information, that tells me, that communicates to me that she did not want for people to know who her baby father is. And I think that it is more like speculated now. I think that there's somebody out there who they think it is. I don't even know. I haven't looked. I didn't look before this video. She was not trying to have that information out there, and she did a very good job of keeping that private. And then she gets on this show, and the one thing she says is, hey, I don't want to talk about my baby father. And everybody's acting like she can't do a reality show and not talk about one thing that she doesn't want to talk about. When that's what the Kardashians do. If they don't want to talk about something, they don't want to address something, they never address it. Did Khloe ever even come out and verbally address what happened with Jordan Woods? Like in a full form type of conversation where like if she was on the Kardashian show that she was like, people would bring it up to her and she'd talk about it openly and freely. I don't think that was the case. So they are not this picture of honesty and transparency either, right? So she can't come and decide that she's going to be this momager to her friend groups, which is already kind of bizarre in the first place. But like I said, I love those two girls, and so I'm going to keep watching because I love them. Like, I don't care what they're doing. I think they're so funny. They're so genuine. They're so real. Like, I love everything about them. They're so adorable. I'm really enjoying the show just because I get to see them on TV. I really don't give a fuck about these three other that are trying to be mean, that are being mean. They're being mean to my girl. Like, how you old as starting to be bullied? Now, number one, I think that a grown woman can't get bullied. So I don't think that they're bullying her. Nobody bullying nobody. But there are some bullies, I feel like. I hate a to act like she's so real. This is Iris, right? I hate a bitch to act like she's so real, but she's really like the insecurest person in the room. Like, the loudest in the room is not the most thoughtful, the most intelligent. What was so ironic to me was that the twins were like in that Soul Cycle like bicycle class, talking on the phone with Chloe, telling them what happened at the party. Because this seems to be a big piece of the drama, is Natalie not wanting to talk about her baby father. They think Natalie is quiet, she's bougie, she acts a certain type of way, and she is kind of that way. But some people are just like that. And to be like, oh, this is too bougie, and like you're friends with the Kardashians, some of the most like unattainable, untouchable people in the world. Again, these are not these like transparent, super real figures. Like, even when Chloe is on screen, she's very, oh, I'm the manager, like, are you sure you don't want to talk like that, right? It's like she's walking on eggshells, like just trying to always be perfect. So I don't understand where they get off trying to require of Natalie to be so genuine, when genuine is not even a word that I would associate with the Kardashians and with what they're doing as far as this reality TV show, where you just set up this girl on a date with your ex-man, your ex-dude who's like the father of your child. Not to mention, you messy let the stepdaddy, who's your like husband now, get a tattoo of his child, right, your ex-baby father's child, on his arm and didn't even ask him. That is some seriously disrespectful shit. She knew that disrespectful, and it just gives like, Iris gives like, she just wants to do whatever she wants to do, but she doesn't want to be accountable for her actions, right? Because she's all on Natalie and making all of these assumptions about her, over talking her whenever Natalie is trying to be genuine. At the dinner table, when Natalie ended up starting crying, Natalie was like, yeah, you know, you guys don't really know me. And she's like, yeah, I don't know you. So she's in the middle of talking and trying to tell you about herself because you say that she doesn't share enough. And you're going to then say, yeah, bitch, I don't know about you. Yeah, I don't know about you, like interrupting, completely taking what was a genuine moment, making it ingenuine. And it's like, you don't give a f about knowing her. That's the reality. They don't give a f about knowing those girls. They've already decided that they don't like them. And so I feel like, okay, this is all becoming a little bit corny. Olivia's playing the fence, which, like I said at the beginning, you know, her drama doesn't have to be her drama as far as them, you know, kind of coming in this together. And, you know, they live together. They're really close. They're like sisters. I don't know if they're actually sisters or they're best friends. I think they're cousins, Natalie and Olivia. And then Nicole, let me touch on this real quick, bro. Actually, let me talk about the Soul Cycle. They in the Soul Cycle talking about, oh, like, you know, she should feel comfortable to like talk about her baby daddy situation, like them comparing it to the divorce thing, which is completely not the same. Like, the person that you were with openly and this person that she's been actively trying to stop the public from knowing that she's associated with and had a child with, not the same. But, you know, she should feel comfortable to talk about it. And that's the issue, you stupid, is that she didn't bring it up. You did, right? She never brought up her baby father. Never, ever once brought up her baby father, bro. You did. Talking into the fake mic. Yeah, you did, right? So Natalie is sitting there talking about, I think she may have brought up her daughter, but she specifically did not bring up her baby father. And that is why when you brought up her baby father, she sent the text message. So if it's okay, if she doesn't bring up her baby father, then why is it that, oh, I thought we were doing show and we were being open? No, like if it's okay that she doesn't bring up the baby father, then why do you have something to say? You know, I don't get it. That was trifling and hypocritical to me. And I really don't like that hypocritical when I be watching these shows where it's like very obvious that one person is holding one thought process that's very hypocritical and egoistic, and then another person is just trying to like defend a boundary, but that person is not going with it. I don't like this at all. What I'll say about Nicole, and because I really got on her, is that I'm thoroughly shocked that her and Larry are having intimacy issues. They were a super sexy couple during WAGs, and man, she was all over him. It's interesting that they did say that a lot of the couples from WAGs didn't make it. That totally pans for me, especially because they were such a hateful to Natalie and Olivia. And then you got divorced. Y'all were so adamant. Autumn, all those other chicks, they were so adamant that they were wives and they were better than him and they had the ring and this and that and all that dumb. And you're not even with your man no more. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, okay? A ring will not keep a man. Being a good woman will. And y'all were obviously some fake and terrible, insufferable to deal with the way you guys treated those girls. As grown, as old, as women. Y'all were punking and treating those girls so bad. I'm totally shocked to hear that Nicole and Larry are having some intimacy issues. When she said they hadn't had sex in 4 months. 4 months? Whoa. I was not expecting that because I just felt like she's so small. I bet he's throwing her around, tossing her around, doing this, doing that. So I'm shocked to hear that, baby. I'm shocked to hear that. It seems like their relationship has matured though, because from what I could see from the clips, you know, she was always kind of clingy, but she seems like she's a little bit more just relaxed in the relationship. So I hope that they can come back together because I feel like she really, really loves him. Like she loved him bad. Even on Wags, like she just was obsessed with him. So they have a beautiful family. So I hope that they can get back right on that. Nicole is so sexy. She's gonna figure it out. You gotta figure it out, boo. I'm not worried. You gotta figure it out with your sexy ass.